You ever live somewhere that just feels wrong? Not haunted, not cursed, just off. I used to rent a small apartment on the 3rd floor of an old building downtown. Nothing fancy, but cheap and quiet. Mostly older folks, the kind who don't make noise after 9. Except the apartment above mine. It started the first night, around 1:30 a.m. Footsteps, heavy ones. Back and forth, back and forth. Not just pacing, it was like dragging. Like someone pulling furniture across the floor. At first it didn't bother me, but every night, same thing. I figured maybe it was an insomniac or night shift worker. Annoying, but fine. Then came the smaller things. Objects in my apartment slightly moved. My mug, which I always placed neatly on the side, was tilted. The kitchen light on when I swore I turned it off. But every time I blamed myself. Sleepy, forgetful, just overthinking. One night I went upstairs, just to satisfy my curiosity. Knocked on the door above mine. No one answered, but as I turned to leave, I heard it. A soft exhale. Right behind the door. I asked the landlord the next day, and she just stared at me. Said, "There's no one renting that unit." I laughed, told her she must have mixed it up. She didn't laugh back, just said, "We haven't leased that floor since the accident." And then she walked away. That night, I stayed up, lights off, curtains shut. Phone recording at 1:30 a.m. The dragging started, and something new, a thud, followed by tapping. Not on the ceiling, not the walls, on my window. 3rd floor, no fire escape, no ledge. I didn't move, didn't breathe. While I was still processing of the hows and whys, something worse happened. Soft whispers.
Shit feels right.
Too faint to make out, but they were there. I listened again the next morning. Slowed it down, boosted the volume. The whisper became clear, still down there, still watching, still breathing. The next day, I packed my things, ready to leave. While carrying my boxes, I ran into an elderly neighbor. He looked at me for a moment, then said, "You've been hearing it, haven't you?" I stopped, said nothing. He told me everything. There used to be a pregnant woman living in the unit above mine. She was often abused by her husband, chained to the dining table. Everyone in the building knew, but no one did anything. One day, a fire broke out. She tried to save herself, and the baby dragged the table all the way to the window. Tried to climb out, but the chain held her back. She hung, trapped by her leg, against the window in my room, until the flames took her. Not all ghosts scream. Some just want to know you're listening. Some stories don't start with a curse. Some start with a choice, a mistake, at midnight. It was past midnight. Most children were deep asleep, but not Lucas. He screamed, he wailed, all because he wanted to go to the playground. And his mother, she gave in. "Just 10 minutes, she whispered, pulling her hoodie tight and locking the door behind her. The streets were quiet, too quiet. But the boy, he laughed, played on the swing, spun the roundabout like it was the middle of the day. The mother sat on the bench, tired, her eyes heavy, her head occasionally nodding. Then, out of the corner of her eye, a silhouette, a small figure, a boy, peeking out from behind one of the playground poles. She sat up. Maybe another family was having the same problem as her, but when she looked around, they were alone, completely. She shook her head and told herself she was just tired, probably imagining things. But then, again, that same shadow, just at the edge of her vision, hiding, peeking, and every time she looked, It would duck behind the pole, as if it were playing with her. Something about it felt off, not playful, not childlike, wrong. Her unease grew. She began questioning herself. Why had she agreed to this? Why had she ignored all those old sayings about playing at midnight? Suddenly she realized it had gone quiet, too quiet. No more laughter, no more footsteps. "Lucas," she called. No answer. She stood, heart racing, scanning the empty playground. "Lucas?" Still nothing. She rushed around the equipment, rounding the slide, and there he was, sitting, leaning against the bottom of the slide, head down, still. She exhaled, slightly relieved. Maybe he had just tired himself out, finally ready to sleep. By 2 a.m. they were finally home, doors locked, windows shut. The mother tucked Lucas into bed, kissed his forehead. "Good night, no more crying, okay?" He nodded, silent. She turned off the light, walked out. The bedroom door shut behind her. And then... "Mummy!" Her heart dropped. "Mummy, why did you leave me? Why did you leave me at the playground?" Her breath froze in her throat. She turned back toward the room she just tucked him into. Her hand hovered over the doorknob. "Mummy, I ran after you, but you didn't look back." The voice, it sounded like Lucas. But Lucas was already in bed. She saw him, didn't she? Who was behind the door? Her hand trembled. Should she open it? Should she run? And then, the bedroom light turned on, from inside. But she never flipped the switch. Some say the mother opened the door. Others say she ran and never looked back. But one thing's for sure, the next morning, no one was in the house. No mother, no child, just a note scribbled on the floor. "You took the wrong one home." Some sleepovers. You never wake up the same. Sam had never invited anyone over before, not to hang out, not to stay the night. So when he asked Zach to come for a sleepover, Zach was surprised, curious. He said yes. He'd known Sam for over a decade now, but had never been to his house, never met his family. But it was a chill Friday, and it's been long since they talked. The house was older than he expected, cold, too quiet. The door creaked open before he even knocked. Sam smiled, stepped aside. Zach entered. Inside was warm, old wallpaper, dim lights. He met Sam's mom first as a woman stepped into the hallway. Smiling warmly, she offered him a drink without saying much. Then the father, quiet, formal, a little too quiet, just smiled. Zach noticed something odd. Every time Sam turned his back, his family would just stare, not in a friendly way, in a still way. But Zach ignored it. Maybe they were just awkward. The bedroom was surprisingly normal. Posters, consoles, junk food, hours passed, pizza, video games, laughter. It felt normal. By 2 a.m., they were exhausted, lying on their backs, controllers on the floor. Zach turned his head and smiled. "You've got a nice family, man." Sam paused, looked confused. "What family?" Zach blinked, laughed awkwardly. "Haha, good one." Sam said nothing, just turned off the lights and got ready to sleep. Around 3:27 a.m., Zach was restlessly awake. Maybe it was the silence. Maybe it was that reply. He got up, feeling an urge to use the bathroom. The hallway was dark. He fumbled in the dark, feeling along the wall for a switch. Instead of the bathroom light, he lit up the living room, and that's when he saw it. Framed portraits on a dusty shelf. His eyes adjusted. He stepped closer. Family portraits. The same mother, the same father, posed, smiling, still, and at the top, a black frame. It read, In loving memory of the Sam family, 2005. Zach froze. That was 8 years ago. Zach stepped back, heart racing. They were dead, all of them. The light flickered. A cold draft swept past. He turned to head back, but the hallway wasn't empty. Someone was standing at the end of it, watching, and this time, a different kind of smile. They say grief haunts a house, but sometimes it wears a smile and invites you in.